I think it's total BS, Mel. This stock lost $150 billion in market cap because he decided to send a tweet out to his 63 million followers. And that's just not cool. It's just not, okay? So they should have been selling stock, not worried about his personal tax bill, and then put money on their balance sheet. Don't you think that would have been good? In fact, now the stock's down 17% this week because of his tweet.
That's why I believe this is really a name that we saw a tipping point the last few weeks. You see it in the stock, but I don't think this is really a pull forward. I think this is just starting, I think, the next phase of the Tesla bull thesis.
The $1,500 price target itself was the bull case just a couple of weeks ago, predicated on some pretty strong earnings per share and a pretty high multiple as it is. So how do you get to 1,800?
Hey, I'm Steven and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So there's never a dull moment when it comes to Tesla stock. In today's video, I'll be reacting to an analyst who says Tesla stock can reach $1,800 per share soon. That's about 70% upside from where we are now. We'll also watch the biggest dummy spit of all time live on CNBS. Make sure your popcorn is ready for that one. I'll also be discussing Elon's sale of Tesla stock and whether or not the carnage is over. And I have a very big announcement. So let's get into the video. If you love crypto, stocks, and free stuff, or just want to help out the channel, check out these great offers. BlockFi are launching the world's first Bitcoin rewards credit card. People in the US can earn 1.5% Bitcoin back on every purchase with no annual fee using the BlockFi Bitcoin rewards credit card. Check out the link in the description. And for a limited time, you can get up to $250 in crypto bonuses when funding a new account on BlockFi, where you can use cryptocurrency to earn interest, borrow cash, and buy or sell crypto. If you want your free crypto, use the link in the description. And if you'd like up to 2 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account, you'll get 1 free stock valued up to $300 just for opening an account. And if you make an initial deposit of $5 or more, you'll get a second free stock valued up to $2,000. Seriously. Free stocks? Yes, please. And finally, if you're in Australia, the UK, or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake, also linked in the description. Thanks so much for your support, guys. Let's get back to it. So first of all, just a quick update. I did buy more Tesla stock today. As promised, I shuffled some funds around and picked up some Tesla stock in the low $1,000 range. It was a pretty wild day for Tesla stock, starting close to $1,000 per share, a low of $987, shooting up about 6.5%, maybe even close to 7% very soon after opening, falling off a cliff towards the close, and then suddenly going back toward the moon. All in all, Tesla stock up 4.34% for the day. I purchased late in the afternoon, somewhere around here. Let me know if you purchased any Tesla stock today or any time this week. How much did you pay? How many shares? Let me know below. So the big question, is Elon Musk finished selling Tesla stock? Oh hey, it's me. Interrupting me halfway through recording this video, and news has broken that Elon Musk has exercised over 2 million of his Tesla stock options. Stay tuned to find out if the remainder of the sales have also taken place, but in either case, we do have partial confirmation. Elon Musk has sold at least some of the intended 10% of his Tesla shareholdings. Who would have known? According to the regulatory filings, the sales took place on the 8th of November when Tesla stock was down around 6%. Many people assuming this was just the market's reaction to the idea that Elon might be selling Tesla stock rather than the actual action. The following day, Tesla stock got absolutely creamed, down about 12%. My suspicion here, Elon Musk did a little selling on the 8th and the rest of the selling on the 9th. That would explain why Tesla got absolutely creamed. Of course, we'll know for sure within a few days' time. We've seen Tesla stock make a strong recovery today with much lower volumes. If I'm right, I suspect we've seen the last of the carnage for Tesla stock, at least based on the news related to and the action of Elon Musk selling 10% of his stake. No doubt Tesla stock will continue to remain volatile into the future, but I won't be surprised if we see it start climbing again from here. In either case, I'm grateful for the buying opportunity. I personally would have preferred to see even more carnage, bought even cheaper, but hey, who am I to complain? I think in 10 years' time, these prices are still going to look dirt cheap anyway. And now, as promised, a very important announcement. And please don't bust the nut until I'm finished. So, first of all, to set the scene, a few quick words from Mark Ripperto.
Complexity appeals to stupid people. That may seem harsh, but that's actually the case. Complexity appeals to stupid people.
So with that important message out of the way, It's time for the announcement. I have finally posted my Tesla valuation model exclusively on Patreon. It's only available to supporters at the investor level or above. This is the valuation model that's producing my Tesla stock price targets. And for the record, all Patreon supporters continue to have access to my Tesla stock price targets. They're always up to date. But if you want to go that little bit deeper, you can access my Tesla valuation model. Investor level supporters gain access to the view only model. And if you're really lazy, you can also gain access to a downloadable version if you're at the baller support level or above. So if you'd like access, check out the card in the corner or the link in the description to sign up to Patreon or to upgrade to the investor support tier or above. And I do want to implore everybody watching, please don't be a lazy motherfucker. I really advise against downloading an editable version of this valuation model. If you're anything like me, you won't learn nearly as much by downloading an editable version. Much better in my opinion. To build your own model, sure, if you don't know where to start, you can use mine as a reference point, but really think through every assumption, every number, every cell, build your conviction. That is the best way to really understand this company and gain conviction in your investment, in my opinion. I've engineered this model to be as streamlined and efficient as I possibly can. In the words of Elon Musk, the best part is no part, and I believe this is true when it comes to a valuation model as well. I think a lot of people, especially go back to the quote from Mark Ripito a few moments ago, are drawn to complexity for its own sake, but this can often be a trap. My valuation model includes everything that I believe matters and nothing that doesn't. And one final point before we move on, I'm sure there's going to be a number of people in the comments, Stephen, why don't you give the valuation model to everyone, you greedy motherfucker? You don't need the money. I don't need the money. However, my goal here on this channel is not to make friends, it's to have the biggest positive impact I possibly can. And if you're anything like me, you get a free valuation model on Tesla, you'll download it, you'll change a few cells, you go, oh, cool, yeah, and you'll learn nothing. The goal here is for me to really help you guys and girls build conviction in your Tesla investment thesis. Downloading somebody else's model and changing a few numbers ain't gonna cut it. It's available for those people that really want it, but it's a self-selecting process. And what I mean by that is if you're so broke, so early and inexperienced on your investment journey, that you can't afford the price of admission, that alone is a sign that you still need to do the work. I really encourage you guys and girls, jump on YouTube, look up some tutorials, how to make a valuation model, really build your thesis from scratch, don't be lazy, don't take any shortcuts. But if you're a little bit further along in your investing journey and you can afford the expense of getting access to the valuation model, it can be a useful additional data point to the work that you've already done. And just one final additional lesson in terms of psychology for those of you who had that visceral reaction, oh my god, greedy, what a fucking dickhead charging money for this guy. That is a reflection of how you feel about yourself and your current financial situation. Nothing to do with me. So, like I said, if you'd like access to the valuation model, check out the link in the description to Patreon. You need to be at the investor tier or above. All the details on my Patreon page. And now it is time for the biggest dummy spit I've ever seen in the finance media, bar none. Make sure your popcorn is ready, take a seat, and enjoy the show.
Check out shares of Tesla sinking nearly 12% today, its worst day since September 2020. The stock is down 16% since Elon Musk asked the Twitterverse over the weekend if he should sell a tenth of his stock. News today that Kimball Musk, his brother, also filed to sell shares the day before that Twitter poll. So, Karen, I'm just wondering, there's a lot of things swirling around this one. What do you make of this continued move lower?
Mm-hmm. Well, the Michael Burry thing was interesting as well. I guess, wondering if this was necessary sales versus a margin loan.
So just quickly, for those that don't know, Michael One Hit Wonder Burry proposed that Elon Musk may in fact be selling some of his Tesla stock to pay down his personal debts. The way that this was reported by much of the media was that because he needed to, as in margin call, as in you need to pay down your debts, Elon, sell your fucking stocks, pay down your debts. In my opinion, this is an extremely unlikely scenario. Of course, given the fact that Elon Musk is going to be flush with cash, like $10+ billion of it, I'm sure he will take the opportunity to pay down his margin facilities. But I don't believe this is the reason for the sale of his stock, which many of the media were implying after these comments from Michael Burry.
Musk brings up himself the idea of taxes, and is he going to have to pay taxes? And so doesn't have liquidity other than stock, so he's got to sell. I don't really think of it as, the stock also has run up a lot. I think, to me, it was more about taxes and wanting to make that statement, but and it being worth that much money, whatever it is, $300 billion. So I don't know. I don't think it's his commentary on Tesla's not going gangbusters. Maybe it's his commentary on valuation, but as Guy always likes to point out, I think he said it was overvalued at 400, something like that.
That's true too. But I mean, what Elon Musk is maybe thinking about in terms of tax bills and taxes possibly going up next year and where the markets are, I mean, this could be a statement or interpreted as a statement on markets in general and valuations and where we're going in terms of tax policy as a nation next year, Dan.
It could. I think it's total BS, Mel. I mean, you think about this. This stock lost $150 billion in market cap because he decided to send a tweet out to his 63 million followers and see whether or not he should sell stock for whatever reason. And, that's just not cool. It's just not, because you know what? We've been talking about on this show, this company was he had handshake deals on 3 times over the last 10 years to sell this company because in 2 instances, they couldn't make payroll, okay? So they should have been selling stock, not worried about his personal tax bill, and then put money on their balance sheet.
Now, I have to jump in here. The emotional outburst, the tantrum, the dummy spit is far from over. However, obviously, this guy is currently experiencing a state of being completely fucking brain dead because his emotions have taken hold. He claims, idiotically, ignorantly, that Tesla should have been selling stock to put more cash on their balance sheet. Let's have a look at Tesla's balance sheet and their current cash position, genius. Now what are we looking at here? Tesla has a little over $16 billion of cash on hand at the end of Q3 2021. That's 16 billion, not 16 million, 16 billion with a B. Now, if we have a look at Tesla's net income, we'll notice that they are currently printing money. In the last 2 quarters, almost $3 billion of net income trending up. So think about this for a moment. Tesla has over $16 billion of cash on hand at this point in time. And every quarter, they're adding another $1.5–2+ billion of cash, and that trend is increasing over time. Oh yeah, and by the way, they've also got about $3 billion worth of Bitcoin. What the fuck is this guy talking about?
Okay, so that they can survive the next crisis that they have. And here's the other thing. In a week, we just started the show talking about Rivian maybe having a 60, 70, $80 billion market cap. Don't you think that would have been good for Tesla's valuation, a good reflection, except for the fact now the stock's down 17% this week because of his tweet. So to me, not cool.
Coming up.
Wait, can I respond?
Oh man, so much to discuss here. Now, first of all, maybe it's just me, I'm hallucinating here, I could totally be wrong, don't have any proof, but does anyone else get the feeling that Big Baby here, having a bit of a tanty on live television on CNBS, may perhaps have done something dumb like buy some Tesla options at the literal peak, the highest price the stock's ever been at the history of the company, and now he's really butthurt because his options are not worth as much as he paid for them. Naughty Elon. Now, of course, I don't have any proof of this, but I'm trying to account for why such an emotional reaction, such a crazy outburst. It's almost as if he made an investment decision and hadn't actually done his homework, because if he had, he wouldn't say something as colossally moronic on live television as they need to shore up their balance sheet, they need cash for the next emergency, when they've got about $20 billion of cash and cash equivalents, and they're printing billions of dollars every single quarter. I know this is pure speculation, but that's all we've got to go on here. I'm just trying to account for why somebody would have such an emotional outburst, completely lose their cool, because Tesla stock's down somewhat. Like, I honestly don't understand, unless of course he'd made an incredibly dumb investment decision, hadn't done any homework, and now his sphincter's contracting and his butt is hurting because he lost a little bit of money doing something dumb. I don't know. If you guys and girls got any theories, let me know in the comments below. What could account for this guy having such an infantile tantrum on TV?
This week because of his tweet. So to me, not cool.
Coming up.
Wait, can I respond?
Now, that look on Melissa Lee's face right there after this outburst, let me tell you exactly what she's thinking. Wow, this guy's a gigantic fucking baby. What a pussy. He's lost his composure. I can't believe how easy it is to rock this guy's boat. He's embarrassing himself on TV. He doesn't even realize it. I can't believe anyone respects this guy. Man, I feel sorry for his wife. She's married to a bitch. I'm just kidding. I don't know what Melissa Lee was actually thinking, but if I were in her shoes, those would be my exact thoughts. Now, I just quickly want to address the guys in the room. That's about 94% of the audience. By the way, women, don't worry. You can stay. You can tune into this conversation as well, but just a few words to the guys in the room. Now, I personally believe that women are like the ocean and guys are like a boat. Now, let me explain. The ocean, sometimes it's calm, sometimes a few waves, sometimes a really crazy storm. However, you cannot let women, or anything for that matter, anything in life, rock your boat, let alone capsize you. And we've just watched somebody capsize their fucking boat on national television. The moral of the story is never let anything rock your boat. If you're a guy and rather than being unperturbable, a rock, solid, grounded, you flip out, lose your cool, you will lose the respect of everyone, not just the women, everyone in your life. And one final point, in addition to losing everyone's respect, no women will ever feel safe or comfortable around you because they realize, wow, this guy loses his fucking shit over absolutely nothing. Imagine if there was an actual problem or I was in danger. I wonder how he'd respond. And now that we're done with the impromptu lesson about being a bitch and how women will respond to that, and I've offended a few snowflakes who still seem to be under the impression that men and women are identical, and it's never right to make sweeping generalizations about things that are actually true about the differences between men and women, let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming.
This week because of his tweet. So to me, not cool.
Coming up.
Wait. Can I respond to that?
Okay. Yeah, respond, Karen.
Very quick. 8 times they have sold equity and they've sold converts. So it's not like they haven't tapped the markets. I think they've done a great job. The company I'm talking about, tapping the markets. So they don't
Karen,
need the money right now. Okay, I understand.
Can I also insert one more thing? And then I know the producer, poor Michael's like, rap. But, I mean, if there is a tax on unrealized gains, imagine what CEOs and directors and people who own massive shares of companies will do when they have to pay that tax bill too, because a lot of them are cash poor, but actually rich because of their assets. And so if you think that's not cool, this could happen. This thing that's not cool could be magnified across the market here. Dan, I don't know if that was your underlying point or if you're just saying it's not cool.
I'll bet you my Ford Mustang Mach-E, there's never going to be a tax on unrealized capital gains.
Yeah, I know that's probably not going to happen, but
okay,
just saying.
Well, credit where it's due, the big baby did say something I agree with there. The idea that a capital gains tax would pass on unrealized gains is just absurd. In my opinion, it's simply politicians pandering to the extreme left. You know, the morons who think that taxing billionaires is the way to solve all the world's problems, including the fact that they hate themselves. And now over to Dan Ives, who says Tesla stock can hit $1,600 per share soon.
Joining me now is Dan Ives, Managing Director of Equity Research at Wedbush. Dan, welcome. So actually, Robert just answered one of the questions I was going to have, which is, was there a risk of Elon Musk controlling less of this company in the future? It sounds like he could actually end up controlling more of it.
Yeah, I mean, he's still going to own anywhere from 23 to 25% of Tesla. And I think going into this, I mean, investors thought that he would sell potentially 5-6% of his ownership, just given the tax bill coming due. 10%, and of course the bizarro soap opera poll over the weekend. That's just another chapter for Musk. But I think at the end of the day, it continues to be a containable amount. I still view it as a blip of the radar.
You know, he had even more bizarre tweets that many would say raise the risk of regulatory crackdown at a time when full self-driving cars are out there on the streets for, regulators to crack down any time if they want to. But this is also his advertising genius, isn't it? He talks all the time about how he can literally sell the cars for less because Tesla doesn't have to advertise.
So just quickly on the whole Tesla doesn't need to advertise point, per this retweet over on Twitter yesterday, when your products are so good, other companies pay to promote them. We can see here, Hertz have set up a display in the heart of New York, a bunch of Teslas, flexing the Tesla electric vehicles available in their fleet. This wouldn't have been cheap. It's free advertising for Tesla. Sure, it helps the Hertz business as well. The point here, Tesla's spending zero money and a bunch of Tesla vehicles on display in the middle of Manhattan.
Yeah, this is a company that doesn't formally advertise. And, part of the cachet is Musk, and that's how Tesla's built the brand globally. And what you're seeing now in terms of the stock, it's just more and more that adoption. I think Hertz, Uber, as well as just the margin story from 3Q. Those are the two linchpins that obviously crossed the $1 trillion mark. But we don't think it stops here. I mean, I believe in part of this $5 trillion green tidal wave, Tesla still in that early innings of playing out. So that's why I think more and more investors continue to have a strong appetite for Tesla shares like you're seeing today, despite the bears yelling fire into a crowded theater.
They're down less than 3% at this point. So what is the multiple in the earnings power now that you see it under $800? Or at some point, is that just not relevant because this stock is sort of deciding its number for you? I mean, the $1,500 price target itself was the bull case just a couple of weeks ago, predicated on some pretty strong earnings per share and a pretty high multiple as it is. So how do you get to $1,800?
So for those that don't know, Wedbush Securities, Dan Ives upgraded their Tesla stock bull case price target over the weekend to $1,800 per share, up about 70% from where we are today. That said, my Tesla stock bull case price target Definitely higher than Dan Ives' $1,800 per share. If you'd like to see exactly how much, check out the link in the description to Patreon.
Well, I think a lot of it, you got to look at some of the parts. And I think when you look at these transformational growth stories, the Amazons, Netflix, and of course Tesla, looking near term at earnings, I think you don't see forest with the trees. I view some of the parts. I think China alone is worth $300, potentially $400 to the story. And then you look at what's going to be a $5 trillion market that they own 80% of. This is a company that into the next few years, I think EV could go from 3% of automotive to potentially 10% in the next 2 to 3 years. That could be $25, $30 of earnings power for Tesla.
Can confirm, Dan's numbers do check out. In my Tesla valuation model, I've got $29 of earnings per share in 2023.
That's why I believe this is really a name that we saw a tipping point the last few weeks. You see it in the stock, but I don't think this is really a pull forward. I think this is just starting, I think, the next phase of the Tesla bull thesis. Now we continue, this is a name that has significant upside into the next few years as part of what we're seeing in EV. And I think Tesla continues right now, at least in EV land. It's Tesla's world. Everyone else is paying rent.
Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below if you purchased Tesla stock anytime this week. How much did you pay per share? How many shares did you buy? And just finally, once again, a reminder, my Tesla valuation model now available exclusively on Patreon. Always up to date with the latest model as well. If you'd like access, you'll need to be at the investor level or above. Check out the link in the description or the card in the corner to join Patreon and gain access. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And don't forget the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card, where you can earn 1.5% Bitcoin back on every purchase. There's a link in the description. You can also earn up to $250 in crypto bonuses when funding a new account on BlockFi, also linked below. And finally, don't forget your free stocks with WeBull and Stake, also linked in the description. These great offers also help out the channel. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. P.S. If you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.